Mele-kaliki-maka is the wise way of saying Merry Christmas. A Merry, 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 Merry Christmas. Of saying Merry Christmas to you. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Tibete, tinti, belisican. Ding, 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 ding. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Hey, you guys. Before we get started, I love Christmas songs, and I really wanted to do, I've been wanting to do it for some years, just a whole video of me just singing Christmas songs, like the traditional standards, because I know them all. I used to sing in the choir back in the day, you guys, you know, when I was in high school, madrigals and the choir and all of that stuff, so. I know all of the songs, but I just don't have the nerve to do it, but I think, you know, from now on until Christmas, any of the videos that I do, I'm gonna give you a little Christmas ditty. How's that? Oh, I shouldn't use that word, right? I'm gonna give you a little Christmas tune here and there, y'all. But anyway, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. Almost lost my voice there, y'all. Okay, so y'all know I'm still trying to test out my hair for Christmas. I think this is it. Y'all know I love the curls. The curls has me in a chokehold, but they have to be right. That last wig is right. It's just that it's thinner. That's the issue. It's a thinner. It was a low density wig when I bought it. She has two versions of that wig, the low density wig and then the regular one. I bought the cheaper low density one because I was just trying to test to see if I would even like the style. I think I do like the style, but clearly I believe that you need to have more hair on the wig, the low density. Even though it looks cute when it's dry and full, but when it's wet and going, you can't really walk around looking like that. Now, if it was the regular full wig that looks like that, the regular full version that she has of that wig, yeah, you can wear it wet and still let it dry and let it be getting to the point where it gets fuller. But that other wig that I had, it just was no way. I used to look crazy for like 2-3 days. I can't do it no more, you guys. I can't. I tried. I did try. I do still like that wig. It's just not, it's not conducive to doing videos and shit and looking presentable on the screen, you know, unless I plan it out and wet it and then wear it, and then by the third day then it's ready, you know. But who got that kind of time anyway? So I think that this is going to be the one. This wig it used to be very, very, very long, and I've cut it and cut it and cut it and cut it, and I've cut it to this point, and I think I like it. I do like the full bushy feel, but I kind of like this more tamed, wet, kind of not quite wet, but you know, more defined curl look for me. And so, you know, for Christmas we gonna put a little makeup, we'll fix it all up. But yeah, I think that this might be it, you guys. The other one, I just was not feeling confident any day. But anyway, y'all didn't come here for that, did you? You came here for the gossip. All right, well, let's get started. Let me just also give you guys a disclaimer today. Listen, it's Christmas time, and I'm tired of being mad and going off on people and all that. And, you know, the subjects today, I'm sure we gonna get a little irritated, but I'm just, y'all, we just gonna have a good time. We just gonna have a good time. Some certain things I'm just not talking about today. I'm just not. I'm just gonna talk about something that makes us laugh. Okay. Well, no, I mean, there are some serious subjects, but you know, we gonna just, it's Christmas. So let's just, y'all, we gonna just try to just get through it. Oh, God. And all of that. FedEx just pulled up, and that's Blue barking in the background. Y'all hear him. Okay. That's my Christmas pajamas for the family. Anyway, you guys, first story up. I ain't even put my damn stories in order, so give me a second here. What's the biggest story? Well, I guess we can start with here. We're going to send a rest in peace to Braugher. I'm telling you guys, again, I say this every time that somebody unexpectedly dies, but I really mean it this time. Like, Braugher, he's just one of them people that you just think, he was going to be around. I don't know if he was sick. They said that he was sick just a short time. So he didn't have any long-term illness or anything. I don't know what he was sick from. They still haven't said that. But whatever it was a short-term illness, and he succumbed to it, you guys. And I just was like so shocked. Of course, everybody remembers him from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You know, the TV shows that he did, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and then he did Homicide. Those were his shows that he was known for. He's always, for some reason, played a cop. Like, that's like a role that he always gets put in. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, of course, was a comedy. Homicide, not a comedy, but yeah, he definitely, or I would say dramedy was Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yeah, it was sort of like comedy dramedy. But anyway, if you remember his very first screen debut, his big screen debut, that would be Glory. And it had so many celebrities, so many of our black, back then, of course, they were the young black celebrities, the men that now are like huge names. Him, Morgan Freeman, Denzel Washington, Matthew Broderick. Did you guys know that Ron Rico was in that movie? I have no idea. I did not remember him being in that movie, but when I had looked up the information, yeah, he was part of the cast too. He must have been very, very young back then. But anyway, we've seen him in many, many things. He's been around. He's just been a staple. He has been a staple. And you've never heard anything bad said about him. And that is reflected in the way that everybody that I follow, any celebrity that I follow, they all were posting. You know, I don't follow many celebrities, but the ones that I do follow and the ones that I saw that came across my feed, they were all posting like their condolences and just talking about their experiences with him, people that have worked with him, people that knew him personally, and he seemed like he was a cool guy. Seemed like he was a cool guy, very serious about his acting. They said that he studied at Juilliard, so he went to Stanford. And then after that, he went to Juilliard and was in the drama department, of course, and, you know, learned everything that he knows there. And I was like, oh, I wonder if he was there around the same time that Viola Davis was there, because I did see that she had posted something towards him as well. And I know that she studied at Juilliard, and they were there somewhere. He's actually older than Viola, though. I think Viola's like 55, 56. Anyway, very, very sad and just taken aback. I couldn't believe it. My brother sent it to me, you know, anytime, like, you know, me and my brother, we text back and forth, and he sent me that, and he didn't even send me anything. He just said his name. And when he sent that, I sent him back the text, and I was just like, please don't tell me he's dead. And he said he died. And I was just like, what the fuck? Right before the holiday time. Listen, it's a tough time right now. It's holidays. People are dealing with illnesses. My close friends are going through it, have family members that are ill or that are ill themselves. It's just a tough time. It's been really a struggle to try to stay happy and upbeat and you know, during this time of the year. Christmas used to be kind of a sad time for me. But I have made a conscious effort to flip it around and actually enjoy the season and really try to like get into the spirit of things. But it's been difficult because it's so much like sad things happening. And this being one of them, like, I just was like, couldn't believe it. So yeah, it's definitely a blow to the Black community, really the acting community as a whole. I think that they, even though we as Black people really love him, I think that the acting community in Hollywood actually had a lot of respect for him. He demanded respect just from the way he carried himself, and they gave it to him. So yeah, just couldn't believe it. You know, our actors are getting older, you guys. Those people that I named that was in Glory, like, I don't even want to think about, you know, when some of the stars of that movie get to that point, it is going to be so awful. It's just going to be, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about it no more. I'm not even going to think about it. But all that to say, he is an 11-time Emmy nominee. He won in 1999 and 2006. In 1999, he won for the show Homicide, I believe. 2006, he won for a movie that he was in called Thief. I think it was like a mini series made for TV type movie. He also leaves behind his 35-year acting career. However, his acting will live on and on. So you guys will continue to be able to see him, up on our screens. He leaves behind his wife of 32 years, you guys. Her name is Amy. He was 61 years old. Rest in peace to Andre Braugher. All right, you guys, next story. So, this is an update. We've been updating about Jonathan Majors and his girl Grace Jabari over there. That's his ex, you guys. So you guys know that they are in court right now, and they have been releasing, like, I didn't expect all this to make it to social media, but they have been releasing everything. They released a video of the night in question. It is not funny, you guys. This is a serious case here. But we just talking about the night in question, when the story that had been told to us was they were out somewhere, they got into a confrontation. I think the argument started in the location wherever they were, but they went out to the Uber, and the Uber, it was the limousine Uber, so it was the big Cadillac truck or whatever. It came to pick them up. So the video is just picking up from this point when they've called the Uber and it's at the place and they are outside. Now, let me just first say, I told you guys, I just want you guys to remember that I told you guys that these two probably fight. There are usually situations, and it's still domestic violence, so I'm not trying to excuse it and everything. But you have different scenarios in domestic violence. Sometimes you have a man that's beating up on a woman. Sometimes you have a woman that beats up on a man. Or you can have partners, they can even be the same sex that will fight, beat up like the weaker or the one that they have deemed the lesser than or the weaker one. There are people, it happens in relationships. But there are also times when the persons are so stuck in a toxic relationship that nobody leaves, okay? And the fighting becomes so regular that even if somebody hauls off and hits the other person, that it becomes like, it's just like regular. It's the norm for you guys. And you can look at Grace and Jonathan, and even on the audios that they have released, and you can tell that they converse. They speak to each other. They communicate with each other, verbally and non-verbally, as people who fight or are just involved in domestic violence, okay? Because the audios, when you hear him, they have conversations about the fight. Oh, and depending on whose ass got whooped that time before, that's what they're talking about, okay? So we have heard in the past that they've had issues, and that, she was hurt from them fighting, and that she wanted to go to the doctor, but then he was afraid that if she went to the doctor and they started asking her questions, and then she said, oh yeah, me and my man was in an argument, then it's who's your man? Oh, it's Jonathan Majors. Oh, Jonathan Majors the star, okay? And it would create problems for him, as you can imagine. So he would play on her, listen, I am a great man. I am doing great things for the great people in my great community. I am a black person that has a white girlfriend who I seem to believe should be behaving as a Michelle and a Coretta, Because that's what, and my whole thing is, so you guys explained to me last week, you were like, Roxanne, I think that he was not trying to say that that's who you need to be. He's just saying that you need to be a stand-up, strong woman that supports their man, just like Michelle and Coretta. And I mean, if I was being truthful, I knew that already. But it was funnier to just harp on the fact that you are asking a white woman to behave like black women. White woman who has not been through the struggles that black women have been through. A white woman who doesn't know what it's like to be a black woman. As a black woman, we know what our black men do and go through. So we try to be that backbone for them. White women, some may know that and try to be that, but for the most part, you can't ask another culture or another nationality or another race to understand what. There's certain things about being Mexican I'm never going to understand. There's certain things about being white I'm never going to understand. In the same vein, there's certain things about being black that white people will never understand. So you can't ask this woman to behave that way. All you can say is, I need you to tighten up, okay? Because apparently Grace drinks and Grace, lives it up, and Grace be having a good ass time, and Grace, she ain't above fucking a motherfucker up too. If you want to try to swing on her, she gonna swing back. So I feel like these two fight. And I feel like the video that was released confirmed that, because we see him trying to get her in the car, and she won't go in the car. Okay. She's trying to talk to him, or they're arguing, or she's not trying to go. So he's trying to put her in the car. She won't get in the car. He even physically picks her up and puts her in the car, and she jumps out of the car. It's all this wrestling and commotion and everything, to the point where he just turns around and he takes off running, because I'm sure he's like, now we're out in the public. There's probably cameras. There's probably people. They were lucky that nobody was out there with a camera with all that shit that they was doing, child. But he couldn't get her in the car, so he backed up a little bit. That motherfucker turned around and took the fuck off. And let me tell you something. Grace was like, oh, nigga, ain't nothing but a word, honey. She jumped out and she chased his ass. And nigga, I'm not talking about just chased him to that corner like most of us would have did, honey. Grace, first of all, I ain't chasing nobody, okay? But Grace chased that motherfucker for, I think they must have had about, and this was only what we saw on social media. It could have been more, but on social media, they must have had about 5 or 6 or 7 frames of them just running through New York. And I'm telling you, he was running, like, he wasn't like sprinting top speed, but he had a good fucking jog. And baby Grace was right behind him. She was like, nigga, you ain't getting away from me. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? That shit is funny. Like, I'm sorry. Like I said, it's Christmas time. We gonna laugh today, you guys. I know it's serious and all, but listen, them running through them streets in New York, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? And every slide that I switched over, it was a new video. And baby, they was gone. Honey, they was gone. Grace was like, nigga, you ain't getting away from me. I was looking in the comments and somebody said, see, that's why you should have been with a black woman. Because black women, we ain't fixing to chase you and sweat our hair out for nothing. I was just like, Lord have mercy, honey. Grace was like, nah, nigga, not today. So they're saying that Jonathan ran from her and went to a hotel because he felt like he needed to separate himself from her. The next morning, apparently, when he went home that they shared together, he went there and she was knocked out, passed out in the closet. Didn't have no clothes on from the waist down. And he was like, this don't look good at all. Okay. And on top of them having their damn problems the night before, now he was found her and she's probably overdosed in the damn closet. So I know he was like, what the fuck is going on? Okay. So he calls the police and they let us hear that audio too. He calls and he was telling them, like, She was in the closet. She didn't have no clothes on from the waist down. She's out. Like, I'm afraid that she's overdosed. She won't respond and all of that, you know. So then then we even see the video when the police get there, the body cam video footage, and she's all confused and don't know what's going on and everything. And because they ended up reviving her. I'm just going to say that I believe that there is violence in that relationship. No man, of course, should be beating on no woman, but really no woman should be fighting no man either. So let's just keep it a buck, okay? Everybody keep their fucking hands to themselves, all right? Because then you end up in situations like this, all right? So you just get you somebody that's gonna not be trying to fuck you up, all right? I keep on looking at Megan and just trying to figure out like where Megan is with all of this. But then I was like, okay, maybe Megan is attracted to the type of man that is, because when you look at Jonathan Majors and when you listen to him when he was talking, for example, you obviously see he holds himself in very high regard. And he's one of those people that I feel like he feels like he's just as important as a Martin Luther King, you know, or a Barack Obama. So he kind of presents himself that way. That's how he is. Kind of like even how like a pastor takes charge. And y'all just stick with me. I know y'all like Roxanne, where you going with this, okay? But maybe that's the type of, like, she likes a man that takes charge and like it is like the type that's like, okay, I as the man need this out of you as the woman, you know, we're gonna build together. Maybe she likes that kind of thing, okay? Maybe she thought she was gonna get that with Devin, but you know, maybe Devin was a little, you know, maybe Devin is too cute in it. And maybe the women was the distraction. I'm not saying that Devin was cheating or nothing, but maybe it was just too much going on, the church, Devin, the women, people hard on Megan. She wanted to be her sexy self and she couldn't and all. So now she's moved on to Jonathan, and I'm just like thinking like, girl, I mean, if he wants that kind of woman, I mean, it's fine if that's what you're going to be, but you got to always want to be that. You know, you're going to want to be that. And she looked like she's trying to fill in the shoes, honey. She go in that courthouse, they be holding hands, and she be looking like, this me and my man, and we going in here and we going to beat this bitch. Okay, beat her. Win the case, not beat her. Okay, but she be having that look like I am the woman that she could not be. And I was just like, all right, girl, I mean, I don't want to hear no stories. If some shit go left in that relationship, she gonna do best to just keep the shit to herself. Okay, just say it didn't work out and gone. But we don't want to hear shit else about. We don't want you to come out afterwards and be like the nigga crazy or nothing, because Grace was already trying to say it. All right, and it's already been rumors that's around and all of that. I don't know. I mean, what you guys think about this whole situation? In all fairness and seriousness now, because I'm just joking, y'all. But in all seriousness, if it did really beat up on that woman like that, then of course, yes, there has to be answers to this. But we also have to take into consideration that she's probably done some things towards him as well. So how do we weigh this? Does that mean that, you know, it clears out the other because both of them had done it? That's not the way the law works, obviously. But, you know, like just in the court of public opinion, do you guys feel like, okay, they both be over there wilding, so... Or do you still feel like Jonathan, you know, should be in the trouble that he's in? You guys leave all that below, and we'll move on to the next story. All right, you guys, I don't really have too much to talk about, so we just talking, child. We just talking. Let's talk about Tommie and Tamar and JR. Because y'all know that story had been aggravating me so bad, because you guys been watching me long enough to know that certain things I don't like. One of my non-negotiables is when the friend gets with an ex of mine, like a friend of mine going with an ex, or messing around with the ex and all. Like, that's a problem for me. because it's enough niggas out here in this earth for you to mess with. You have to fuck with my ex, okay? So I don't like that. And I also don't like when my ex goes and entertains an enemy. Like, that's, to me, it's a no-brainer. If you want to be with the bitch, then go be with the bitch. Okay? Be with her. Don't come back over here. Okay? I'm not even going to be mad. I'm not fucking with y'all no more, but I'm not going to be mad. You guys stay over there. Okay? Because what happens is when the ex gets with the enemy, you best believe it's pillow talk over there. Okay, first of all, the enemy already know what's up. So Tommy was not even trying to go there with JR. Okay, but Tommy knew that Tamar over there running her mouth and having a lot to say and calling her names and all of that. You know, Tommy was like, you know what, baby, I can show you better than I can tell you. Okay, so Tommy made herself available in his DMs. And they ended up going out. Remember I told you guys that I wasn't sure. I was hoping that when they had broke up, Tamar and JR, when they had broke up, I was hoping that it was a situation where he was at a game and then if Tommy might have been there and that it was just her being messy because she already knew how it would look being there and taking a picture with him and all of that. So that's how I was hoping that it would have been. Because then I would have been like, oh, okay, he just, the minute you see somebody with somebody, you guys think that they together. So I would have been like, okay, it's one of them situations. It wasn't really nothing. But when we found out, okay, so this is how it all went. Tamar was performing somewhere, and no. Before Tamar performed somewhere, remember we saw the video where she was like, yeah, I got back with my man. I had to get back with my man because he a good man, Savannah, and he doing this, and like I couldn't let it come in between, nothing come between us and all of that. And I was just like, girl, I know you didn't take that man back after he had then went and messed with Tommy. So then I was like, I gave her the benefit of the doubt. And I was like, Tamar is not going to get back with this nigga after he done been with Tommy. I already know that. Okay. But turns out that after she did that, and then she had a performance somewhere, and she was just like, yeah, I had to get my man back. Okay. Y'all didn't think that I was just going to let my man go just because he went out with some crackhead. I said, Tamar, you poking the bear, girl? Why are you doing this? Do you not realize that he was with your enemy? And more than I even thought, because after she said that, honey, Tommy got on the social medias and she started telling all the business. Not only that, but she also released the messages between them. And they was having full, she was a, hey, love. I was just like, he's so stupid. When you read the text message, I was just like, ah. Okay, but see, he was white and he didn't know. Nigga, you ain't got the game yet. This motherfucker, you look so good. You look so nice. Oh, thank you, love. You look nice too. And I was just like, this nigga is like putty in her hands. I mean, he was falling for everything. Them talk, she's telling him how good he looked and all of this and how they need to go and grab. Then he got so bold and said that they needed to grab drinks or whatever. And I'm assuming this is how they ended up going to the basketball game. So they were together. Tell me, why is it that Tamar doesn't realize that this man probably told Tommy a lot of her business? Because y'all wasn't together. Okay, that was established. They weren't together, so he wasn't cheating. Okay, that's fine. But he's worse because, nigga, you told this girl some of my damn business. Or I can't trust that you didn't tell her my business. So then Tommy said that they had then went out and they went to the damn Ritz-Carlton and he didn't have no money. He only had points. They got their room for points. And now, honey, he had then licked her from the rooter to the tutor. I was like... And normally that kind of stuff, I'd be like, nah, you shouldn't have said that. But I was just like, how can you be mad at Tommy? Okay, Tommy don't even really know Tamar. Like that shit, the little beef was so like sudden and out the blue and all of that. It shouldn't even have got to where it went. But then for Tamar to think that she could just be calling this girl a crackhead. And I was just like, girl, you are asking for it. Now, it's clear he probably ain't told Tommy that much They didn't have enough time for him to really be sitting and telling her that much, but he told her something. Okay. And so she was saying some of the stuff, you know, how when the car got broken into and she had to stay with the mama and all of that. Like, no, I don't need my enemy to know that shit. And nigga, if you was over there with them loose lips, licking wherever the fuck you was stay the hell over there. See, this is why I'm telling you that you can't be with men that go and fuck with your enemy. You just can't do that because they already know. It's like, you gotta look, you guys, it's something about, I don't ever like to look stupid. Don't make me look stupid. I'm telling you, I could be upset. I can be mad as fuck. I mean, I can just really, but I know how to cover that up and you would never know. Never. I can get home and be so fucking pissed and sick and mad that I might throw up. But I'm telling you, you would never know it because you just can't let them have the upper hand on you. And the fact that man, and then Tamar took him back, I said, you guys are both stupid. Why would you take that man? But when you can't trust him, when the going gets tough, the nigga go to your enemy? No. You just be broke up. And then if we gonna work it out, then we gonna work it out. But what I don't need you to do is go hang out with this old bitch that's gonna get on the internet and make me look even stupider. I was just like, I mean, I hope that's it. I hope that him and Tamar happy together and that we don't have to hear much, even though I know that's nigga, where's some wood that I can knock on? Anything. I mean, I would love for them to go, and if they in love and everything, go be quiet, go be in love, and get off the internet because we don't need to see this. I really want to know what Tamar's ex, where that man at, the Jamaican guy? Oh, she loved him to death until she didn't. And now she got JR. We're going to see how long that lasts, y'all. Y'all want to put money on it? Would y'all think it's going to make it through next year? Hell, are we going to make it to next year? Because you already know how that go. Anyway, y'all, yeah, I just was like, Tamar, you be too grown. Big grown age. Tamar not my age, but Tamar in her 40s. You got to know better. You got to know better. That's all I'm going to say. Next story. All right, you guys, I guess we can throw this one in here real fast. Nicki's album. So Nicki's album came out last Friday. This is PinkFriday2, and they did a lot. You know, they definitely did a lot to promote it. Nicki Minaj was billing it as the best album that she's put out since her original Pink Friday. We know Pink Friday, the original Pink Friday, is just, it's a classic. It's a classic. So saying that this is like Pink Friday 2, you putting a lot on it, sis. Like, okay, we really are expecting, you guys remember all the heavy hitters from her first album. The second album came out. I listened to it. It's nothing like the first album. But it was a welcome difference than what we have been getting from Nicki Minaj recently. I know that a lot of people are not fans of Nicki Minaj's singing voice. Because it is it's very distinct. It's almost like a little girl. Like if you were to hear it and not know that it was Nicki Minaj, you might think it was one of these young, alternative, girls songs, you know, the little frail white girl, alternative singers. That's just the only description I can come up. You guys, shout out to my frail white girl rock stars out there. Rocky, love you. Okay. But I'm just saying, like, I actually enjoy her singing voice. And I mean, it ain't no powerhouse. We ain't fixing to be crying and having the feels and nothing, but it's nice. It's nice, you guys. And that's what I felt from it. Do I feel like I love the album? No, I don't feel like that. But I do like it. I listened to it. I've actually listened to it a few times. And I enjoyed it. Y'all already know what's my favorite song on there. I don't know the name of it, but everybody. Y'all already knew that was going to be my jam. As soon as I heard it, I was just like, bitch, nigga, don't give me to do the... Come on, y'all. Do the dance. Y'all know y'all like this part right here. I don't know what all that is, but yeah, I like that song. But I think it was good. Somebody on one of the Roxstars, shout out to the Rockstar on Twitter, who I was lovingly going back and forth with on Twitter. last weekend, and she had pointed out, she was like, how you like Nicki's album and you didn't like Renaissance? And I was like, I never said I didn't like Renaissance. Well, I may have, but I didn't mean that I don't like it. I meant that it wasn't what I wanted. Okay. And it's not a song an album that like stays in my rotation, but if I hear the Renaissance album, I'll listen to it and I enjoy it and I can dance to the songs. I know the songs, all of that, but it wasn't a love for me. I liked the CD, but it was, it was cool. Went to the concert. I mean, let me tell you something. Motherfucker don't pay $500 to go see nobody unless they really, you at least gotta like them. Okay. She was like, well, I thought you went to the concert for the experience. And I was like, yeah, it was nice to be able to say that me and my daughter went to the Beyonce concert. It was a bonding moment and everything. However, I can promise you that I'm not paying $500 to go see somebody just for the experience. Like, no, I still have to enjoy the music. And what I'm saying is I can't go and sit there for damn near 3 hours and not like the music, so at least need to like the music, which I did. And these two albums are very different. I wouldn't compare them at all. But I do like the Nicki Minaj album. But it's still not like, there's been no music that hits like a whole project, a whole album. We haven't had a whole consistent album of just like bangers from like our big stars in the music industry. And there's nobody, even Drake's album, it's just like, nobody has really hit me where I'm just like, oh yeah, this is the one. Okay. Unless you're talking about Lucky Day. I love Lucky Day. I got my Spotify. You know how you get the Spotify was sending everybody and the whole Spotify thing was just Lucky Day. Roxanne, have you listened to that? I know them albums backwards and forwards. I love Lucky Day. He is just everything to me. And I discovered him on Soul Train Awards. You guys remember when he had them big ass emerald green earrings and shit on like an old church lady? I was just like that. He was intriguing just seeing that. But his album, taking his album out of the discussion, there's really been nobody. And the Lucky Day album didn't even come out this year, I think. I think it came out last year. So, yeah, nothing. So, anyway, I do enjoy the album. You guys will have to let me know. Many of you guys have already told me that you don't like it. The funny thing about Nicki Minaj is super polarizing, and that's too bad. She used to get on my nerves a little bit, but you know what? Nicki Minaj is fucking hilarious. Okay? She is funny. Even though she can be, I wish that I enjoy the Nicki Minaj humor, but I don't like when she gets into it with these young girls and everything. That's a part that I wish that she can just get out of. Some of it is the fans, but she also does involve herself in that kind of stuff too. But what I really do enjoy is Nicki Minaj's sense of humor. She is funny. And once you can get out of being irritated from her antics and just enjoy the hilariousness of her, like that damn Kaisa Knot, you guys, that live stream of her, oh my God, that shit was so fucking funny. I sat there this morning, me and Jada sat there this morning and watched it and cracked up laughing because, first of all, I don't even know who he is. Joe always tells me he's like this, he's like a gamer. He was like or a streamer, a live streamer, and that he's just grown in popularity and like all the people now come through and all hang out and stuff with him and all. But, his lives, they just be funny to me. They're just, even the one when he was Offset was there, and every time I see that video, it makes me laugh. It makes me want to dance. I just smile because they just look like they just having the time of their life. And I'm telling you, that fucking live of Nicki Minaj, you guys have got to watch it if you didn't. That shit is so fucking funny. And I know she's getting like, people are mad that she's not going around talking to, somebody posted something about, she's not talking to journalists, and this is what, it's become like a caricature or a spoof, or, you know, like it's a joke or it's funny. Like nobody takes it seriously anymore. And I was just like, listen, you got to go where you're celebrated. And I wouldn't call Kai's channel journalism and in any use of that word. Okay. She obviously has an album to promote. And she's promoting her album. All right. And the thing is, everybody watches the Kai guy. Everybody watches that guy, you know? So I got to go there because everybody watches him. I'm trying to get publicity for my album. Okay. The same, I see that she's about to go on Funny Marco. The same thing. Like, she is going around to now the social media, because social media is bigger than almost anything now. Social media is bigger than journalism. Now, is it more important than journalism? No, but blogging and all of that is so huge right now, and people will be on. So you have to go to those places. And she was there, you know, and it's not no serious situation. She's there. They always just be hanging out and talking shit and laughing and dancing and all. And that's all it was. But that shit was funny. It was funny. I enjoyed it. And I actually like to see her in that environment when she's just, you know, enjoying herself and having fun. But she is funny, you guys. Y'all gonna have to give her that. You're gonna have to give her that. Even though, you know, she can be a whole lot. But anyway, I just say all that to say is, y'all tell me what you think. I like the album. Y'all tell me I like the album. Y'all tell me what you think about it. Tell me your faves. How's that?